What's up, strangers? It's your boy. And in today's video, well, I didn't really have anything else to talk about, but probably the thing which I'm pretty sure everyone literally here in your grandma's house, or probably even in your own house, or probably even in your alleyway or basement, are talking about these days. And more or less, it is the update 5.8.9.0_02. I think I actually nailed it. But either way, um, yes, a lot of people have been talking about when is this update going to come out, because it was basically, of course, talked about how it was going to come out literally in about 3 days a few months ago. And more or less, it still has not come out. But I'm going to be explaining the reason, most likely, well, my opinion of more or less, why I believe the update hasn't come out, well, sooner than later. And it's more or less maybe because there are two things, or more or less just one specific thing and other things as well. But I want to basically talk about the first thing, and that is the controls for the platform. So there's console, PC, and mobile. I don't know if there's anything else, but if there is, then I'm sorry that I forgot about you. But these are the three main platforms, and the main ones that are struggling with these what's it called, play buttons and the layouts of these buttons and everywhere, are mainly the PC and mobile. On console, for me, I'm perfectly fine with it. There's really nothing to change. But I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about the controls lately, of how it's either super laggy in the game, or more or less that the controls are just a bit wonky and they don't like it. And I can see that because I played a lot of mobile games back then, and I didn't like most of the mobile games buttons. But one of the things that mobile games had in common was a specific feature to allow you to set up however your buttons want to be. So you can basically drag wherever you want your shooting button to actually appear. So you can have it like at the right side of the screen, the left side of the screen, to your own liking and advantage, you know. That basically hurts nobody, because, I mean, it's only affecting you and nobody else. And plus, it gives you, like, a chance to actually play the game and not to be uncomfortable with other people's, I guess, play style. And more or less, you're gonna be just having a bad time using their playstyle instead of the playstyle you want to play as. And for the people on PC, they have been saying, well, basically, I don't really think anybody on PC is actually complaining, but if they do, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing about buttons and stuff. Console, I'm not too sure about that, but I'm pretty sure not. And I'm pretty sure that mostly because this update hasn't come out is because, number one, the beta server was mostly like a, hey, play this game, or play this basic, what's it called, version of this game, to show you how the future of Left 4 Survival is actually going to be once this update is released into the actual game. And once it was released, there was a lot of glitches, and more or less, people didn't really like the button playouts, and plus there's still like the problems with, of course, in-game glitches like the first-person view, and still the exploiters, but that's another topic for its own. And that's basically, I believe, one of the number one reasons on why this update hasn't come out. And that it's mostly because it is very difficult and complicated and more or less time consuming to basically make the proper play style for the mobile and the PC and stuff like that. So I've recommended a feature where you get to just drag the buttons around, or just mostly just like make the controls and buttons however you want it, so it's not complicated at all. And plus, it would take less time, and more or less, it would actually not even lead to any more problems, and more or less, everyone can have a much more, relieving time. Now, once we got on that, I'm going to be talking about the second topic I've been thinking about quite a while, and that is more or less the remodeled weapons. We can only have only two, and that is the Python and the Tommy gun. That's it. And it may be cool to look at them both. I mean, trust me, they look really cool. But the only thing I don't like about it is that, of course, like, number one, since the Tommy gun is technically my child, it is really small. I don't know why. It's a lot smaller than its original form. It looks like a Nerf version. But either way, that's not the more important part. The important part was that the remodel skins was supposed to come out very soon. But, of course, were held back. And while I'm thinking about what I was going to do for this video, I just thought of something that was interesting. And that was how how the Python and Tommy gun were changed. The Tommy guns what's it called? The Tommy gun's name is of course changed, but also its basic mechanics. So it's of course shooting is more or less a lot shorter and longer at distant ranges and stuff like that. All that wonky. So they basically changed the Tommy gun, and the Python they just changed its name and basically increased its ammunition. So that's nice. And then I thought of what would happen to other weapons that were going to get into the game and are going to get remodeled. There is the laser rifle, spaz, double barrel, and more or less so many other guns. And plus, we know for a fact that it's going to be all primary and secondary. If you didn't know that, then there you go. Mostly all primary and secondary weapons. And we do already know like some of the what's it called secondaries and primary weapons that are remodeled if you did watch the video about the remodeled beta versions. But either way, I was thinking of how these weapons would be changing or change if they were brought into the game. I mean, they changed the Tommy gun and Python. Python they increased the ammunition, and Tommy gun they decreased and increased, of course, like the increased speed of short long distances of the shooting and stuff like that. I don't know how else to say it. And then I thought of how other weapons would be affected. What would happen to the spaz? What would happen to the laser rifle? Good thinking, because we want the laser rifle nerfed, okay? Or probably that's just me. But the laser rifle is literally an S tier weapon and needs to be nerfed because it is incredibly powerful and for some reason is not even that expensive. You would think something super powerful would be expensive, but it's not. But either way, once this update comes out, there will be changes to guns. I know for a fact there will be changes to probably the minigun. Laser rifle, I'm pretty sure definitely will be changes. Probably to its fire rate, ammunition, accuracy, or something like that. And there will be maybe other changes to other really good weapons. Probably even crossbow and sniper or AK or maybe some other assault rifle or shotgun. And I'm kind of terrified to see what they will do to either nerf or buff most of the weapons. So that's mainly the opinion of what I have of why this update hasn't come out. Mostly the controls for the mini platforms, and most of all, just the glitches and remodeled changes to many guns. There will be changes, I'm pretty sure, and hopefully they aren't super brutal, but hopefully the laser rifle does get a pretty decently brutal nerf because, I mean, laser rifle is very overpowered at this point.